The World Combat League. 6 fighters per team. 3 action-packed minutes in the combat zone. There's no time to pause. There is no time to think. There is only time to fight. Tonight, in a Western Conference clash, the Denver Fury make their debut in the World Combat League. Will fighting on the home turf give them the edge as they take on the experienced Texas Dragons and the hard-hitting Lawson Baker? Find out next. Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the Denver Coliseum. We're in Denver, Colorado, World Combat League Western Conference debut for the hometown Denver Fury. Doug Dunbar along with Chad Range and Guy Mesger. Good to have you along. Teams are making their way into the combat zone tonight here in the World Combat League. 2 distinct conferences, and we'll lay this out for you as we begin this campaign for the 2nd season here in the World Combat League. The stare down now in the combat zone, both teams evenly divided up by weight class. 6 fights in the first half, 6 fights in the second half. Here's a glimpse of our conference standings. The first half of the Western Conference has already fought. Stars a winner there over the Oklahoma Destroyers, and in the Eastern Conference, St. Louis a loser to Miami. The Clash and the Tigers still yet to meet, but tonight it's all about the Denver Fury opening up the expansion team at home against the Texas Dragons here inside the Denver Coliseum. This should be quite the show tonight. Head coach for the Texas Dragons, Trey Telligman, deciding which fighter he wants to send out first tonight to set the tone, and that is Sharif Ghali, the 32-year-old Thai boxer born in England, brand new to the World Combat League, and by weight class, he will now go against Angel Valerio, 28-year-old Taekwondo fighter. He is 2-2 in the World Combat League of veterans, so he knows what to expect. We've got 6 fighters on each team, 2 halves tonight. We'll fight 6 in the first, 6 in the second. Look at that bottom set of rules. Important to note that if you're not in the fight, you are giving points away to your opponent. And as far as scoring goes, 3 judges looking at the 5-point must system. A knockout, pretty simple. Knock your opponent to the mat, it's 15-0. Our fighters are now in the combat zone, getting set to go. Meet them up close for the Texas Dragons. Sharif Ghali says he likes the level of competition in the World Combat League, and he's about to get a big taste tonight. On the other side, Angel Valerio, 2-2 in the World Combat League, but don't let that record fool you. He is tough, and he is about to introduce himself to Mr. Ghali, fairly evenly matched. And the debut again for Ghali tonight for the Texas Dragons. Denver Fury, home team. Valerio wants to set the pace and set it big.
This is gonna be a tough thing for Ghali. He is a Thai boxer, traditional style Thai boxer. You can see the way he sets up, and I'm not sure if he's used to the pace of World Combat League. So let's see if he makes that adjustment. Plus, we're talking about being a mile high now, and we have to worry about him getting a little bit more fatigued than he usually does.
When he comes out and tries to set the pace, he's right in Angel's face and seeing if he can maybe start working him down. Ooh, good body kick there by Ghali.
Ghali's going to work his legs, and just like that, he's kicking right in the mid-thigh area. And Valerio uses a very quick, deceptive, good front leg round kick there. But Valerio likes to use in and out type motion. He uses a lot of movement, not a huge amount of combination, just kind of a one-punch, one-kick style fighter. So it's going to be interesting because I've never really seen Ghali fight too much outside of Thai boxing. So it's going to be see how he looks in this match.
Something else to take a note of, we'll see how the crowd gets behind the new expansion Denver Fury. A lot of times the crowd really can help will a boxer off the mat.
Oh, yeah.
A little exchange. Looks like Valerio had that right hand working, but Ghali not affected.
Some good knees by Ghali. Did a real good job of grabbing and letting go, which is, again, something he had to adjust to from Thai boxing, because in Thai boxing they have that clinch, they hold it.
Couple good kicks, but all air there for Ghali. So
Look good, no result.
All right. See if these guys get in and exchange a few. They're kind of feeling each other out here in the early going, it seems.
Yeah, this is interesting. Valerio's really not doing anything. He's not doing anything with any amount of authority. I don't know what he's he's doing a little bit of showboating, but there's no real substance to what he's doing.
We
He
mentioned.
needs to pick it up.
I was going to say, we mentioned at the top, don't forget, as far as the rules, passivity. If you're not taking the fight, if you're not bringing it to your opponent, you can give a point away to your opponent.
It looks like Ghali's the one who's really taking it to Valerio, who's supposed to be, I don't know, the veteran of the WCL, so to speak, since this is Ghali's debut.
Yeah, and it's interesting because this referee tends to be one who likes to throw penalties, and I don't see, I actually would be giving Valerio some passivity penalties because he's not really doing anything. He's sitting back and just kind of throwing one technique, and that's about it. And he's kind of moving away.
And not a lot of action. We're at 30 seconds left to go in this fight, and not too many exchanges thus far.
I'll say about Ghali, he's good. He's taking his time. He's obviously not the flash type fighter. He's a very workman type fighter. And then he's trying to get Valerio to fight him. He's like, come
fight
stand
me,
in
and
front of.
It seems like a lot of backing up is right. We got 10 seconds. See if they can make something happen.
1 point.
Okay.
One kick on the hold. On the hold.
The guy, he's only allowed to throw one knee per hold, which again is a little bit different for him from Thai boxing. But it was a good-looking fight for him. He did good. His debut fight was pretty good. He didn't throw many head kicks, but he did throw some really good leg kicks, and he pushed the nature of the fight. So I think Ghali easily won this fight.
Dragons got to be pretty happy with what they saw from Ghali. Sharif Ghali winning at 15-11, a penalty point. So Texas out to the early lead, taking a little air out of the balloon for Denver, 15-12. And on the way, the local boy, Colby Snyder. Can he rally the Fury? Match number 2, Wilson Snyder on the way. Set to go with more first half action here inside the Denver Coliseum. That is local boy Colby Snyder trying to rally the Denver Fury. They lost the first fight. They're down by a few points, but a lot to go for the Texas Dragons. They bring Charles Wilson, the 38-year-old 6'5", coming in against Snyder. Snyder, the Cobra, they call him. 1 win, but 3 losses in the World Combat League. He's got a lot of work to do tonight. Wants to bring his reputation back to the surface as well. Fairly even, but obviously Wilson's got the advantage on height and a little bit of reach. We'll see what happens inside the combat zone. Second fight of the night. Here we go.
Oh, that's the way to start it off. Good side kick right there.
Welcome to the combat zone.
Yeah, well, it looks like Mr. Wilson here definitely is ready to go.
Brought his A game. Colby Snyder started studying with Denver head coach Steve Alley in 2001, so we'll see if that pays off here.
Snyder getting smothered early by Wilson.
Wilson has a very unorthodox style. He throws wild punches. He's obviously doesn't have much of a back. Good jump back kick.
He's in pain. I don't think he's getting up.
Caught him right in the liver. The liver shot is horrible to take.
They call Charles Wilson the one. He just delivered the one shot that put Colby Snyder on the mat. This one's over.
Referee Al Wiggers calling for some medical assistance.
Suck it up, buddy. Suck it up.
Head coach Trey Telemann has to be pleased with that. 15 points awarded to the Texas Dragons.
More importantly is there's no, right there, it's right in the liver. That's a great shot. One more time we get to see that. Good timing too. Oh man, I feel that for him. That is a good, painful shot.
Still recovering. So Wilson 15-0, the KO. Texas now out to a big lead early after just 2 fights, 30-12. Now Denver's hoping for anything good to happen. And that may be perhaps the biggest understatement when you see who's coming into the combat zone for the Dragons. That is Lawson Baker. The reason why he is 8-3. This guy has 6 KOs. On the other side for the Denver Fury, Ronnie Copeland will try to tame him. He fought for 3 different World Combat League teams last season, trying to find a home now in Denver. Tail of the tape, fairly evenly matched. A lot of power between these two guys. We'll have to see what unfolds. Texas Dragons holding the lead here on the team score. Denver Fury, Ronnie Copeland, they're leaning on him. They got to have something good happen.
Lawson Baker's 0-2 in World Combat League action, but he lost both of those to Raymond Daniels. And
that was a good right hand right there. Lawson Baker moved up from the 195-pound weight class. He's better as a heavyweight. He's not a fast guy. You know, so he's better to be in the heavyweight division where the guys are a little bit slower and he's a little heavier. And you can see he's got heavy punches. He dropped Ronnie with a straight right hand there.
That was only 15 seconds into the first half here, so it'll be interesting to see how Ronnie takes that.
You know, as you were saying earlier, Lawson's 2 losses are against Raymond Daniels. And really what the logic behind the Texas team when they had him there was when I was coaching him, and I knew that we had to have a fighter that could take some good shots. And Lawson Baker's got a great chin, and that's what the strategy was against Raymond Daniels, not getting knocked out.
Penalty point. Copeland stalling.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Lawson's given some great shots. This one's not going to last long if that continues. Ronnie looks a little disoriented.
I'm not sure why the ref stopped that fight, because Lawson was working some great combinations. Just gave Ronnie Copeland a break.
And Ronnie looks like he could use one. He's kind of backing up. There he goes. Well, he's covering up now. It's
good.
Right.
Good luck.
This
good combination.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I think Lawson Baker smells blood. And, he's going to be going after it.
Yeah, Ronnie's hurt. He's doing the pumpkin dance. He's walking up on that red zone there in order to get kind of a rest.
Al Wiggers giving him the standing 8 count, and I don't know how much more Ronnie.
He's saying no go. He's saying no more. Lawson Baker, a KO for the Texas Dragons. Even though Copeland's still standing, but that's 15 points again for the Dragons. Things are going backwards for the Fury.
That might be a little premature, but it was only a matter of time for Copeland was going out. He was hurt. You know, Baker was just kept walking forward, throwing big bombs. It was only going to be a matter of time for a knockout on that one.
What momentum for the team that came into Denver, and the Fury, the debut here in Denver for them, trying to do something, but it is not happening. 46-13 now. Texas points over her Texas counterpart, but the attitude has certainly changed on the Denver side. They are down, but they are not out, despite some fierce knockouts throughout this first half. 2 matches to go before the half. It's the rally cry for the Denver Fury, making his way into the combat zone. That's Matt Callahan for the Fury. The 23-year-old amped and ready. The crowd's behind him. He'll take on Damian Caldwell with the Texas Dragons. 22-5 record in kickboxing, but new to the World Combat League. For the Fury's Callahan, he's new to the league as well, unbeaten in kickboxing. This should be quite a match. These guys coming in excited about the league, excited about the style of fighting that goes on here in the World Combat League. So let's get it on into the combat zone. 2 matches to go. Here we go.
Interesting thing about Matt Callahan, only been studying martial arts for 4 years, Not a whole long time to be doing that. He's climbing in the ring against some of the best in the world.
Well, things are changing for martial arts, you know, where the guys, would go through the traditional ranks and stuff now. You know, especially in America, you know, these guys are cutting straight to the chase. They're not learning the traditional, some of the traditional aspects, and they're learning just kind of how to fight. So it does cut down on some of the time. And you can see these guys, both these guys are throwing pretty good techniques. Neither one of them are really setting down on anything hard. That, someone's got to sit down and kind of get committed there. They're just kind of throwing stuff, winging them out there. It was a good front kick. It was more of a push than really a hard shot. But Callahan is definitely the one who's putting the combinations together. Look, good kicking skills, He's also putting good hand combinations together, which has been good. It's been setting up those kicks like that. Beautiful.
He's going right after Caldwell, that's for sure.
Callahan probably feeding off some of the energy from Katie Meehan. Again, the Denver Fury winning their first fight.
He's stunned.
Here he comes.
Oh.
Damian Caldwell is down, and for the Fury, listen to the crowd. Callahan coming in here, throwing down in the heels of the Meehan victory, and this could be a big tide turner before the half. And that would honestly, the way the score's been, that would be big for Denver.
Callahan's got him lined up on those kicks.
Yeah, he just needs to set into him. Again, like I said, he's throwing some good stuff, but he's not really throwing a huge amount of power. I'd love to see him set in because he's landing some good stuff. He put a little more meat behind his punches. He could finish this fight.
Really try to kick Damian Caldwell's head practically off his shoulders if he got some power behind one of those.
Yeah, because, Damian is not really doing much. He's got good defenses, but he's getting pushed around at this point. He's got his hands up and stuff, but he's not really doing any attack. He's just receiving stuff now. He's throwing 1-2 techniques, but he's getting hit by 3 or 4.
All Matt Callahan in this one, I'd say.
Oh yeah, so far it's a competitive match, but it is Callahan all the way so far.
Caldwell really needs to go on the offensive if he's going to help get some points for his team here and even pull this one out. Oh, good left.
Oh, good one too. You know, just as I say that, you know, Damian counters with a really good right hand. Nice leg kick.
But like you say, it's just maybe it's the altitude, but they just don't seem to have the knockout power behind those punches or kicks.
I think these guys are fighting a little bit cautious because of the altitude. I think they realize that. I think they're going, hey, if we go put too much energy out, am I going to have enough to finish? But there's only 10, 15 seconds left. They need to be getting going on this point. Somebody's got to try to knock somebody out.
Well, when we talk about stamina, guys, let's be real. It's, you know, this first fight of the season for these guys. So, you know, they're not in season shape yet. They train coming in, obviously, but I think we're seeing different fighters tonight than we will, you know, 3, 4, 5 months from now, obviously.
Yeah, when they learn this system, this is a new style of fighting. Here we go. We look at some great double kicks. Good combination, Joe. Callahan stayed busy, just not a huge amount of power in what he was doing. I think he easily won this round, easily won this thing. It was a good fight, but 15, he definitely got it.
Yeah, 15-9, Callahan. So big momentum swing for Denver. They're on the way back, 65-43. Texas still with the lead. On the way in now, Nick Gonzalez for the Texas Dragons. They call him the Ghost, 26 years old. He will try to stem the tide and bring things back the Dragon way. Gonzalez, he'll be taking on the man they call the Knife, Jack Johnson, with the Denver Fury, 5 foot 9 inches tall, 25 years old. A kickboxing record of 11-1. He's got 8 KOs in there. So some pretty strong hands going along with that 5 foot 9 inch frame for Jack Johnson.
Yeah, and you know, Nick Gonzalez's record in WCL is 0-2, which is really not reflective of what he did. He had some, what I thought were some real questionable decisions against him in the finals against Houston. I just didn't, he's a tough guy, you know, and when it comes to the competition, he's fought
good left hand by Gonzalez.
Oh.
The Ghost slid one in there, and I don't know if he's not getting up.
Oh, he is.
Look at that. Jack Johnson willing himself off the mat there. Could be the hometown helping him up.
Just a frenzy in the first 30 seconds and back to action.
Well, one thing I love about Nick Gonzalez is he is a body attacker. He loves the left-right hands to the body, and he lets them go. And
you know what's nice is what he gives up on height to any other fighter. That allows him to slide up and under and stay in there and work the body.
Yeah, he's just clubbing this Jack Johnson down.
He described himself as stealthy to me when I was talking to him, and boy, it's anything but. He's coming right after Jack Johnson. Jack got a good shot there, though.
He's stealthy like Dynamite stealthy.
Yeah, well, he's not, he's letting it all hang out here. And
yeah, you know, again, Nick is just moving forward. I don't think Nick is scared of anything that Jack's throwing. I think he's got the measure of his punches. He says, I can take it, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Plus, look at that head movement. That guy can stand in front of you and make you miss. Look at this. Good head movement right there. It's awesome. Nice.
Oh, yeah, he's really putting it on Jack Johnson's nose right now.
Good inside leg kick.
Oh, good right.
Great fight. Oh, body shot.
Oh, this has been unbelievable.
That was a good left hook to the body.
Johnson down again, but you know what? Give Johnson credit for getting up time and time again here, guys.
I don't even understand a stalling penalty point for throwing punches. That's an interesting call for the referee.
Whoa, he's woozy. Nick Gonzalez smells blood. He's going after the kill.
Gonzalez got to be frustrated he can't get the guy out by this point.
Jack Johnson's showing he can take a punch, that's for sure. Jack Johnson just keeps coming right back at him, though. Hats off to him. Ooh.
Yeah, you can see Nick is getting a little tired, but he's not stopping, man. This kid is a freaking warrior. I love it. I mean, he's giving everything Jack Johnson can handle.
He gave him a right hand right there. How much more can Jack Johnson take? You got to think.
Jack Johnson's got a great name. I mean, you know, the first black heavyweight in the world was named Jack Johnson. There you go.
He said the body shots, and boy, you got him with one.
Liver punch.
Nobody can deny that Jack Johnson did not go the distance with Nick Gonzalez. This guy has more lives than any cat you've ever seen.
I think his time just ran out.
Yeah, that body shot took it to him. Oh, seconds left, and he got counted out.
Look at that. So Nick Gonzalez for the Dragons turns the tide with a furious match here in the first half.
What? I'll tell you something. That was some awesome boxing stuff. And then the kicks, both guys were throwing, oh, that body shot hurt. Oh, my gosh. Another liver punch. You can feel that one from all the way back here. He's in a lot of discomfort. Oh.
It's a knockout, 15-0, and Texas has a commanding lead heading into the half. There's a lot of excitement inside the Denver Coliseum. Second half action set to go here in the World Combat League, but their team, the Denver Fury, is behind, trying to rally the troops. But here's how we got to where we are now. Texas Dragons dominating most of the first half. You see the KO in the second fight. Ghali set the tone, winning the first fight on the way out. And as we head into the second half, that's significant because the Denver Fury has made a change. Scott Clark, they call him the Pit Bull. They have sent him in place of Angel Valerio to try and make something happen against Ghali.
See what happens here, see if they get right in Ghali's face, and yeah, it seems they will.
Yeah, the Denver coach had to. You know, Steve Alley had to make a change. Valerio just wasn't trying to knock him out. He was just trying to get through the round, whether that was to win it or just survive it.
And a lot of knees coming from Scott Clark. Look at that body. Mark Lawson's going to get in there and break that up, and they're going to reconvene in the middle there.
Ghali has a little change of heart in this. He's not as aggressive. He's not moving forward quite as much as I was expecting that he would.
Now, does that because he already fought in the first half, you think, and he's kind of wore down from the first fight?
No, he had plenty of rest. I think it's just that, you know, this is a different fighter, obviously. Body shot, knee to the liver.
Oh, yeah, he got a standing 8 count out of it. Scott Clark, a total change of pace, has seemed to pan out for the Denver Fury.
Yeah, these body shots, especially in this altitude, is going to really is going to be a real key factor in these fights. Not that body shots don't count in other fights, but it's definitely more telling when you have to fight in this altitude.
Well, we saw a kidney KO earlier. So a holding penalty.
Ooh. Oh, jump
over
knee.
The top.
Get up. Let's go. Fight.
So again, here in the World Combat League, if you're holding, if you're not fighting, if you're not in the game, you give a point to your opponent. That was the penalty point you just saw. Those will all be added into the final score at the end of the fight.
Tell you what, the Scott Clark, he's got a really, really sharp left knee. He does a very good job on that.
He's been throwing it all round, too.
Yeah, he moves it in beautifully with his combinations. Moves in with his hands, and then bam, right there, and throws the knee just like that. It's just very, very good training, good drilling. That's just a good standard drill. Oh,
good right hand, good left, and down goes Ghali.
Well, strategy could...
This paid off for
Denver
coach.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He
Scott
looks like
Clark.
a genius at this point now.
There he
There's
is.
Teligman there, the Dallas coach. He's a little bit concerned about what's going on here. Definitely does not want to tell, you know, the tide to turn this second half.
Much different fight for Ghali from the first time. He's seeing a totally different person now. Oh, those knees just continuing to add up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely hurt.
He's defensive. You can tell.
shy.
Yeah, he's trying to keep him at bay with those kicks.
So Scott Clark for the Denver Fury with that stark blonde hair going after Ghali pretty hard, and Ghali a little rocked here, and now, here we go. Now he's
Clark
teasing him.
knows, yeah. The Clark knows, yeah. He's got to go for, he's hurt. Oh, how about that?
Knocks him right out of the combat zone with the knee to the kidney shot.
Yeah, the Dallas Dragon team, I mean the Texas Dragon team, they're not real happy with that.
They're calling cheap shot, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Ghali gonna try to will himself back in the ring. Scott Clark saying, I didn't do anything. I was fighting the fight I was supposed to.
Well, and technically, if Ghali was on the yellow and not completely in the red, then Scotty Clark had fair game, had a shot.
There's the Denver coach, Steve Alley. He's a little concerned because they just got a 2-point foul. They need all the points they can get.
Oof. And there's the horn, and that's going to end what has been a wild and woolly opener for the second half.
Well, that's the way to start the second half. You're going to start, but it came up like gangbusters. Here's a replay. Here are those knees that Scott Clark is hitting with. He's really good at that. Again, you see another knee. And here's where he catches him with the jump knee. Little questionable about the sportsmanship on that one.
Well, couldn't blame the Dragons for being a little angry, but look at this. Scotty Clark turning the tide for the Denver Fury. The big win, and they get close now to Texas, 86-61. Big gap still, but we're only midway through this second half.
They're only one knockout away is what they got to look at. They're one knockout away.
Midway through second half action here inside the Denver Coliseum. World Combat League, it's the Denver Fury and the Texas Dragons. As we stand right now, the Dragons leading this 86-61. Don't let that fool you, though. This has been all Fury the last couple of fights. They have come back and done it strong. That is Jesse Miles. You've not seen him yet tonight. He's a reserve fighter. In the first half, Colby Snyder got knocked out for the Fury, so Charles Wilson now will take on Jesse Smiles Miles.
What does that do for the psyche, guy? Coming in, seeing after a guy's been knocked out, now you have to replace him, and you're going against the guy who knocked him out.
I can only speak for myself. I'm not impressed what another fighter can do. I always think about what I can do, and I think that's probably what Jesse Miles is saying. He's going, hey, I'm coming here to win.
Smiles Miles getting right after it with Charles Wilson. The one is Charles Wilson.
Charles Wilson's coming with that karate point fighting style, and you can see the poking and technique, and he didn't really have that, the really sharp-looking boxing skills, where Miles is definitely the boxer, the shorter techniques.
Axe kick. Oh, Miles landed a good left there and stunned Wilson.
Yeah, it's just, it's a matter of clashing styles here. You got the point style karate type fighter, and you have the boxer type kickboxer.
Got to be impressed with what Jesse Miles has done. Came out, got right in Charles Wilson's face, and continues to press the issue.
He's going to have to, he's going to have to.
Oh, big Superman punch.
There you go. Good punch, good solid shot there.
Crowd's getting into it too behind the home team Fury, and Jesse Miles has lit a spark under these guys.
Wilson gets the 8 count, gloves are up, and they're good. Meanwhile, Miles gets to rally the troops here inside the Coliseum. Just what Denver needs.
Now, Miles needs to press this fight. He needs to get it right. He's got Wilson hurt. He needs to keep, pushing this fight. If he stays back there, that's the type of fight Charlie Wilson wants to do. He stands back those long punches, long kicks. That's what he's going to. Ooh.
Come on, let's go fight.
Well, that was close to a penalty there.
A little exchange there,
stop,
yeah.
And a couple of free shots there. No thank you, referee, on that one.
Wearing him down, and
oh, another good right hand.
Yeah, I got to tell you, the one thing that you always harp on is a fighter who gets in, a couple of setup shots, and then the knees all the time. And so far tonight, it seems like Jesse Miles has really taken advantage of that. He sets it up, 1-2 combination. It comes in. He'll throw a knee on the inside while they're wrapped up.
Yeah, and he has to, because he's obviously the shorter fighter. And, he wants to fight a guy who, he's fighting a guy who likes to stay on the outside. So he's got to take advantage when he gets inside. And, he's throwing those punches, and it's just a natural flow to go straight into those knees. Or it should be, at least.
Wilson trying to set up that axe kick. He almost landed one right on the chin there, but
those front leg axe kicks are, they're more show than they are power. They generally don't have a huge amount of power on them. They're more kind of point getting, let the referee see it like that. The front lunge kick like that. It's not a knockout style kick.
And the ref, by the way, just said Wilson wasn't in the fight. So for that reason, Jesse Miles and the Denver Fury got a free penalty point. They're adding up.
he had been backing up most of this second half of the round there.
Here we go. How about that? Jesse Miles, reserve fighter in the second half, and what a great way to go for Denver.
Here, there's the Superman punch. You know, completely unexpected. This is, that's not the kind of technique you would see out of a Jesse Miles. And it's perfectly right on top of the head. If that was about 3 or 4 inches lower, that would have been maybe a knockout.
So Miles does what he needs to do for the Denver Fury, and check out the hometown crowd. Excited about that. Denver getting within striking distance. 92-77. Texas still with the lead. Match 9 now. A big one here. Lawson Baker. He KO'd Denver's Ronnie Copeland in the first half. Second half, he gets reserve fighter Damon Clark, and this was a big battle.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are throwing big punches, and, we see one of Lawson Baker's secret techniques, which is to tire their opponent's fists out by letting them smash them in the head. He's got an
Rocky
incredible
Balboa.
chin. This guy's got an incredible chin, and he does. He wears guys out because he just doesn't stop. Oh, there's a beautiful knee. That hurt him. Oh, another knee. Yeah, the first knee was what really hurt him, though. The second one, he just kind of pushed him down.
You get another look at it right here into the midsection.
Watch that right knee coming up and in.
Oh, that hurt. And then here he comes with the second one.
Yeah, he just needed a break, I think, like you said.
Yeah, and they didn't call it a knockdown, which, I think they should have.
But you know what? Throughout this entire fight, you got to give some credit to Damon Clark. This is a guy who pounded himself into the mat and kept getting up and kept coming back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Lawson Baker, he's much more comfortable as a heavyweight. As you can see, he's a better, more dominating puncher. I think at the 195-pound class, especially against Raymond Daniels, another beautiful knee. Raymond Daniels was just too fast for him. But now this is where he likes to be. He doesn't mind throwing down, as you can see. Another look at that combination. That was beautiful.
He was working the knees all fight, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, man. Punch, knee. Great combination, that knee off those punching combinations, kind of like throwing an uppercut almost. You know what I mean? Like a classic boxer with the jab, cross, hook, and then uppercut. These guys are throwing jab, cross, hook, and then bringing that knee in.
2 fights to go. Match 11 of 12 featured no reserve fighters. It was Damian Caldwell and Matt Callahan again. Callahan the victor in the first half, and it was the same story again here in the second.
Yeah, Caldwell just didn't make the adjustments he needed to Callahan's style. Callahan's good combination, straightforward techniques, and he just wore down Caldwell. Caldwell, again, just didn't make the adjustments that he needed to make.
Final score for the second half fight, 15-9. Callahan too little too late for the Fury, unfortunately. The insurmountable lead with 1 fight to go. We're down to the final fight here inside the Denver Coliseum, World Combat League. Unfortunately, it is a foregone conclusion which team will win. But which fighter will win here, that is a big matter of pride. And we got a couple of hot guys shaping up here. Shannon the Cannon Hudson, a frontline fighter. Both these guys fighting, though, along Tommy Johnson there as reserve fighters here in the second half. Big age difference. Hudson 28, Johnson 39. Johnson with the Fury, a hometown boy, lives right here in Denver.
Yeah, this is Shannon Hudson, and he is a powerhouse. Going to be a real big powerhouse at the 147-pound weight class.
Ooh, good
great
kick.
shot. And didn't call that knockdown. That's crazy. But, Hudson is actually really not the reserve fighter as much as he's the co-fighter at 147 pounds. Nick Gonzalez and him are head-to-head on this. It's a real predicament that the Texas coach has, is which guy to put forward. It's a predicament most coaches would like to have.
I was going to say, good problem to have.
Yeah.
Shannon Hudson coming right out, and Tom Johnson drops him yet again.
I mean, this referee is awful forgiving.
Again, no knockdown awarded to Hudson. We're going to have to see what he has to do to record one.
Well, a couple more slips like that, and there won't be, he won't be getting up from him. Again.
There we go.
1 point stalling. How about an 8 count for being knocked down?
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go.
Oh,
Here comes the 8 count finally.
I think he gets it on the 4th knockdown. There's an 8 count on this particular. Shannon needs to unloose with his hands. He doesn't need to get cute with his kicks on this thing. He's got some very good boxing skills. That's what he needs to do. He needs to come in there, throw some good hands, and then finish with the kicks.
the much older Tom Johnson, you can tell he's wearing down quickly. Ask him if he wanted to continue, and Tom Johnson does pull himself off the mat. He's nicknamed the Sensei. See what? Oh,
that's a good.
Oh,
nice,
yeah, there's-
nice. Good combinations by Hudson.
he's right back on him. And
I'll give Tom Johnson. He's definitely taken a lot of shots. He's gone down
There's
a lot,
another
but
one.
he's cooked. It's only a matter of time before this one's done.
Under a minute to go. Johnson getting the standing 8 count. Clock will continue to run.
Hey, you good? Walk towards me.
Taking a lot of abuse from Hudson.
Hudson can't wait to get right back in there and dole
Yeah,
out
that's
more.
it. Boom. He's done.
Yeah, this one's over.
They call it. They tried to rally him here in Denver. Tom Johnson, though, meeting his match with Shannon the Cannon Hudson.
Man, that was a great combination. Body shot with a kick to the head. They didn't call that a knockdown. That's crazy. Here's another shot. Boom. That he went down. And you can see he's done.
Foregone conclusion here, but it didn't even matter in the end. The Denver Fury gave it a go. Johnson gets the knockout against him. So Texas a big winner, 115-102. Right here in Denver's own backyard, the Texas Dragons come and snag the win. It is a big night for the Dragons. A lot of drama in this ring tonight. In the combat zone. Conference standings after tonight. Stars and Dragons up 1-0. Destroyers and Fury winless in the West. Miami 1 win in the East. That'll do it for now. For Chad Range, Guy Mesger, and the whole World Combat League crew, I'm Doug Dunbar.